I just bought a load of lumber from the home center, and we're going to use this to build sort of a raised bed pot to hold a palm tree that we have gotten. I think I bought way over my lumber, and then I got home and I kind of looked at the numbers again, and I did. I bought like about twice as much as I actually need, but that's all right. Another big project we've had going on is this outdoor sort of run of dirt. And there used to be a deck here, but we pulled it all out because the deck was sort of inviting termites and critters up against the side of the house. And we decided that that probably was a really bad idea. So we took it all out and then left it dirt for a while because we couldn't figure out what to do with it. And finally we decided that we just would fill it in with rocks and some pots and put some succulents back in there, the ones that don't like a whole lot of sunlight. So this is where the closet door used to be, right here. And hey, it's like it was never even there, right? Look at that. Isn't that fantastic? Here, take a closer look. Closer look. Like it was never there. And back here was the closet. This is where there was a closet and the refrigerator stuck much farther out here into the room. And then there was a pantry over along the side. There's some cabinetry, which is all gone. And it's been all cleaned up and taken over, so take a quick look. And we've regained a lot more space in this room so that when we go to do our kitchen remodel, it's gonna be, well, we'll have that much more space, won't we? You can now get a pretty interesting sight line coming from the hallway right through. And it used to be that it was blocked off because there was a bunch of stuff there in the way. Hey, take a look at this beauty over here. This is my Grizzly mini mill. I think I've had it for maybe almost 20 years. It stopped working, I'm gonna say maybe 10 years ago. So I took it and I put it back in the corner and it just collected dust. I brought it out and I put it right here in the middle of the shop where it was in my way. And I figured if it was in my way, then probably I would fix it so I could get it out of my way. Louisa and I tried testing all the different components to see what was wrong with it and what was going on. And ultimately, it was the circuit board that failed. And it turns out there's this fella on the East Coast named Pete who fixes circuit boards for these old machines. And he was kind enough to take it and he fixed it. We put it back together again and now it works great. Turbines to speed. Turn on. There it is. So it's pretty great having this back in the shop, even if I don't have immediate plans for it and have no idea what I'm going to use it for. Welcome to the table of failed ukulele necks. They would be going on this style of ukulele, which is a concert-sized, sort of to look like a Danelectro guitar. So this neck here I got on eBay, so it was already ready to go and pre-carved. I've been wanting to make my own necks for this type of ukulele using the CNC machine. I started by creating a sort of a blueprint in Adobe Illustrator, which was both the profile and then the top view. And from that, I brought that into Blender, which is a 3D modeling software, and I took a long time trying to figure out how to model a three-dimensional neck. And initially, I thought probably the best way to go would be to cut out a profile that looked like this. And then I figured if I cut some of these out of some thicker wood and then glued them together into a neck blank, I could come up with a neck blank that looked sort of like this. So this is 3 pieces of 3/4 inch material glued together from that profile. And I figured if I could put this in the machine and carve it, that would be the way to go. But there was a problem with this one in that my machine couldn't go high enough to be able to do this material. So I needed another idea. Even though I had 2 lovely neck blanks made, I had to abandon that idea. And then I went to the idea of, well, what if I took the neck and I split it into 2 pieces, like a butterflied it, and then cut out the 2 halves and glued them back together again. One of the files corrupted and the cutter started digging into the wood in crazy places, and all kinds of awful stuff started happening. It's like the machine was still cutting into the sides, and it started doing this nibbly thing to the headstock in weird places. Eventually I figured out what was going on well enough to be able to get this neck blank, which this one seems to be working out quite nicely. I'm happy with this one, and the next part is going to be to add the headstock with the logo and all that kind of good stuff, and the finger fretboard. One of the things that's difficult about this whole process is, like, in order to get to here, you have to go back to here and start over again. So taking what I've learned doing it this way, I think it's sort of a proof of concept that I can do it in 2 halves on my machine, but I'll need to go back to the beginning again in order to really get it to some place where it's a lot easier near the end to do. Here's some of Charlie's artwork. I decided that I would try and make a frame for it. Originally, I was going to put it in front, sort of like that, but I think Charlie likes it a little bit better if we flip it around and do it more like a traditional frame. Maybe like that. That's something that's going on in here. So this is where I'm at with the ukulele build over here that I'm currently working on. And no, I haven't finished these ones yet. That was the goal, to work on these ones. I have this one, I have the other one I showed you earlier. They are not finished, but need to be. So what am I doing? Instead, I'm working on this one, which is that one I was building the neck for, and it's coming along quite nicely. I was doing this technique where you do a laser hinge for the sides. That's wood, and you cut through it with the laser so that it's no longer like a solid piece of wood anymore. Ultimately, this is the one I've been working on, and I'm going to try and finish this one up. Also try and finish up these ones over here, so I'll have all these done shortly. Hey, look! I put a scenic background in on the railroad layout. This is a photograph that I took out in Castroville when we were looking for succulent plants for the garden. Musically, I've got 2 tunes I'm working on. One of them was sent by my brother, Bruce, and I'm just about have that one figured out. And another little tune that I've been up to as well. I've been playing the bass with them. They're ready to be recorded. I just haven't done it. So that's it for this time. Plenty of new things, plenty of stuff going on. I guess I'll see you next time.